Hey everybody, Premier Guitar, Winter NAMM 2014 with Gentleman Dan Bull.
Oh, Charlie, you're nice.
65 amps. He really is. He's a gent. He's brought 2 new amps this year. 2, right?
2, that's
right. One of which...
and we're reintroducing our color boost pedal. We put little 65 vents on it this year.
Look at that. So it can breathe easy.
Yeah. We're going to have more graphics on the pedal next week. I couldn't get it done in time, but look, little 65 vents.
It's pretty cute.
It's cute for the
pretty cute, Gentleman.
Yeah.
All right, so at least one of these amps, this has been a long time coming, right? You can, in theory, you conceived this in your wild, younger days.
Yeah, well, thanks. Nice to see everyone at Premier Guitar, and welcome to the 65 amp booth at NAMM. And tell you, it's really nice in here compared to the cacophony outside. But there is Reinhold Bogner, which is always interesting for a picture, at least. I was going to wear those glasses today, but anyway.
You're passing the pants.
I think it would be embarrassing if we both had the same thing on. But
another feeling.
So yeah, there's this amp called the Whiskey, and I did it with my good friend Dave Friedman, and we're sharing some resources, building cabinets and all these sorts of things. So we're around each other a lot, and I wanted to kind of go for the sound that I knew when I was playing here in Los Angeles in the '80s. I went to Musicians Institute in '86 and '87.
Wait, you have a picture to share.
Oh, you want to see the picture?
Yeah, we got to do that.
Hold on a second.
This is Gentleman Dan Bull before.
So I had to let 1987 Dan out of the box in order to do this amp, and that's him.
Poor little guy had been at raps for a long, long time.
You know, it's funny because people like to, you know, I'm an old guy now with a ton of hair, and guys like to comment about my hair, and I always say, this is what's left. Yeah, well, anyway, so there was a sound here in LA then, and it kind of caught on worldwide, but I was here when it was just starting to get traction. And it's before the Uber gain amps, but it's still really dirty and rude. So I wanted to catch it into a smaller format that's kind of practical for the modern world. So we're going to play this through a 112 cabinet right now, but it's a hot-rodded Marshall platform, but we're doing it with 6L6s. And then the unique thing that we did is I run the clean channel around the master circuit so you don't lose your clean sound like you would with normal hot-rodded high-gain amps. So what you can in fact do with this amp is play a lot louder clean than you can dirty if you choose to, which a lot of acts now, that's what they need. They play the dirtiest part during the verse, and then on the chorus they rise up loud and proud clean. So it's kind of just a modern take on it, but it's funny, I'm 48 now, and a lot of young guys are saying, I really want that retro sound. And I'm like, oh cool, what are you looking for? Yeah, you know, 80s strip sound. Oh, that's your retro sound? Oh, okay. You don't want an AC30? Yeah, no, I want that 1987, 86 thing. Okay, well, so this is it. The Whiskey is sort of our tribute to the Sunset Strip.
That said, though, it is very different in that clean channel. It has none of, like, we were talking about that sandpapery kind of little piranha teeth. It doesn't have that. It's really, truly clean and round.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of the 6L6. So I chose the 6L6 for 2 reasons. One, I get a little better bottom end, and since we're going to do it in a small format, it comes across thicker and heavier. And then for the clean sound, you know, it's obviously a lot better clean sound than a 34. And then again, big thanks to my buddy Dave Friedman for helping me getting this together. We had a really good time working on this, and I think we're going to do some more products together. So it's one of those LA collaborations. Sweet. So I'll give you a little taste of it, and then I'll show you the clean sound. Is that all right? All right. So the tone stack, I'm going to come over here real quick. The tone stack's really active on this, so I've got it set where I like it. Here's the gain for the channel we're on, and the master, you can see it's only on 3 right now. But you can really play around with it, like you can drop the mids out and pump the presence and get that Cookie Monster rock kind of thing. Or you can go real old school, push the mids really hard. that sort of thing. I like to kind of mediate that a little bit. A little more presence, a little less mids. Very aggressive. But then with the foot switch, we'll go clean. So now the master doesn't matter. I've got the amps on 3, and we've got a really nice. Very nice, chimey, rich, clean sound. And so if you want to, we can roll the master really down far and turn this up and really get extremes, really low volume. And boom, back up. So very versatile and modern. Yeah. This also has, I have old man knees. I hate that. Don't put that on camera. Okay, go ahead. This also has Dave Friedman's active FET-driven loop in it. So with this much gain, I can't get away with a passive loop anymore. So this is kind of the premier loop that a lot of guys are licensing and copying right now. So we have that on the back, and you can switch it in and out, and it works fantastically. And
it's hard to hear at home, I'm sure, folks, but each of these, everything coming off of the speaker sounds very, very large.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and that's through our 112. Yeah. You know, it's a big, fat sounding amp. And it's very fun. So it's called the Whiskey. We're going to offer it in a 112 combo also. I just don't have one here. And the head's going to retail for $26.95. And I'm hoping everyone enjoys it for all you guys getting your retro sound out there now. So next up, let me show you the Producer84. So you guys are familiar with the Producer series of amps we're doing that are high current, low voltage. So you kind of get big sounds at lower volumes and massively extended tube life. So modern tubes are degrading rapidly. So this new sort of design schema kind of gets around that, and we get massive performance. This is a EL84 version of it, and you know, it's my sort of take on what that classic 4 EL84 British amp should sound like. So I've got 4 voices here I'm going to run you through. It's kind of like all our producers. We have 2 channels. Each has an independent bump. You can control it from the foot switch. So I'll start off clean. Hit it a little harder. And then for lead stuff, or just a little more raunchy stuff, you can take it all the way up. Right back down.
Again, you've done this really beautiful job of taking that high harmonic stuff, it seems, all the way. It goes and goes without ever getting gritty and sandpapery again. Thanks. It's amazing.
We actually had the conversation when we were working with that. Joe Bourdais is here, who's our head tech in the shop, and a couple times we looked at each other and said, "Does this amp have too much chime?"
Yeah.
Because but it really,
no such thing in my book, but
it really translates well. And if you like that sound, you know, I can't say names because that would be rude, but if you like the sound of a proper functioning old, you know, EL84 amp like that, it has a specialness that I just haven't heard except in the original one. So that's what we're trying to go for. And I have a couple. I have a 63 and a 64 of this amp, and those are my reference pieces for doing this. And I just really wanted, you know, I wanted... good rock and roll sound.
There's a lot of guitar in there. There's a whole lot of like crappy wires and crappy amp stuff. There's just like guitar and
thank you.
tube. It's beautiful.
I mean, that's going to be my new slogan. There's not a lot of crappy amp stuff in there. I like that. That's good, Charlie. Thank you, man. Well, and this has our master voltage, and it has a passive loop. You know, at this level of gain, you don't really need the active loop. So you can drop this down. It's about 26 watts like this, where that amp we're talking about would actually max out around 44 to 46 watts. So the tubes aren't getting hot. They're not under stress. They're going to last forever.
It doesn't sound like 26 watts at all.
Yeah, well, you know, our stuff's really efficient. So it's we're also in a shoebox here too, but it's plenty loud for any stage, you know.
All right, cool. And what is this going to cost?
This is our most expensive amp. The Producers are $34.95 for the head. I have to make custom transformers for these to get that done, so it adds up really quick. Man, our friends at Mercury Magnetics are, of course, the guys that help us get that together. So
they do a lot.
Those guys are wizards over there. Yeah, they're incredible.
All right, man. Dan, thank you.
Always a
I
pleasure,
appreciate it, man. It's always nice to see your work.
You guys should come to my web show Wednesdays. I do the thing on Ustream.
Just drive over to your house, or actually watch you on the World Wide Web.
Van Nuys, or log on and give me a hard time.
Right.
But and then
sounds more fun.
Yeah, let's do that. Or call in and cuss. Or just Dan at 65 amps. So thank you much, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, cool. Take care, y'all. Signing off from Winter NAMM 2014.